What a day, what a day, what a day. Can we talk about Premiere Pro, by the way? Premiere Pro, you can set your autosaves, right? My autosave is every 15 minutes. So even if I leave that thing up all night long, it's going to autosave every 15 minutes, right? But every time there's a power outage or the PC just intermittently shuts down, somehow I lose 3 days of work, right? Even though the autosave is going, even though I can go into the autosave files and select the last autosave. For some reason, I'll have a complete show edited for this, ready to bounce down and just wind up leaving it up for the evening and then come back to it, it's shut off, and somehow I'm back to like when I just loaded in the assets of like the mixed audio and the video. Like my entire edit disappears. What is the point of an autosave with Premiere if that's all it's going to do? You know, it's endlessly frustrating because it's the only program that does that. Pro Tools, if it crashes, it doesn't really matter. I mean, there's a few errors that can really screw you with Pro Tools, but they're far and few in between. You know, if Photoshop bites the dust, you know, or there's a power outage, it just knows right where to go. And my Photoshop is pirated. You know what I mean? But Premiere Pro that I'm paying, you know, $25, $30 a month for, newest version in the world, every time there's a crash, just somehow 3 days of work just ceases to exist. It's just done. And it's going to be buku's money too, upgrading that PC. Like I say, it's not just like getting a new gaming PC. I mean, an editing rig is like a beast in its own because not only are you going to have like a huge base value you got to pay, but then all the specialty stuff I need. Like, for example, my audio interface is no longer compatible with Windows, even though it's a beast of a machine. So that's going to have to maybe even new Pro Tools controllers, you know, like, it's going to be crazy. Oh, speaking of bukus of money, I get up and I check the mail this morning, right? I got a shutoff notice from the electric company. Ever since I quit being paycheck to paycheck, you know, ever since I actually started having money and being, you know, an adult, I just forget to pay my bills. It's a weird thing. Before I had money, it was like the electric bill, I'd have to sit and think, okay, $50 this week, and then I hold back $50 next week, and then $50 again, and then I'll finally be able to pay it, and it'll only be like 3 days late, right? But now that I have money, everything's on auto pay except for like two things. The electric isn't on auto pay because I got a new heat pump and I'm trying to see if it's really cheaper, which so far it sure doesn't seem like it. Anyway, so I get a shutoff notice and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't pay this month's bill. Apparently, I haven't paid an electric bill since December. I am not only 2 full cycles behind, but the new one is now due as well. It's not late. But yeah, I'm 3 bills behind. I don't know when they shut it off. People talk about their electricity getting shut off. Apparently, you can be 90 days late and they not shut off stuff or even notify you. I just now got the shut off notice. So I guess that's what it is. It's three complete cycles. But that really sucks because it means you got to drop like $500 like today. So I'm not doing this show underneath candlelight come Tuesday, right? But yeah, it's crazy. And you could tell it was something different even in the letterhead, right? Because when the bills come, it's packed full. It's in like an itemized thing. This was just like the thinnest envelope. And I'm like, well, what could this be? And then boom, it's just big, bold letterhead. Shut off notice. Which is just basically like, hey, fuckhead. Pay your bills, you know, quit being such a dirtbag. What is it, next week? Next week, I know I talk about this a lot, but we're actually having what may be the final meeting with the spinal surgeon, right? To see if they can turn me into a real boy again. And I can quit wearing the exoskeleton. The way I don't have the wide angle camera on, or else I'd show you. But yeah, the exoskeleton, it's like a, it's like a back brace, but it's a lot taller and it has these metal shims that go all the way up. And then instead of just like compression where you like pull it tight, it like ratchets. So each of, It's not on camera. Each of the sides, you can pull it open, and then it's like clink, 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 clink. Meet with that fella, I think it's the 20th. And maybe I'll have a date. I'll tell you, that's something I'm not really looking forward to. The recovery for that thing. Leave you waking up like a bomb just exploded, I'm sure. Think about that. Like, you have actual surgery on your freaking spine, which means stuff is fucked, right? Stuff's been fucked. You're not just going and getting a surgery on your spine just because you're in a little bit of pain. Imagine what that's going to be like even not just pain level, but like neurologically, like the next day. Not looking forward to that. On the plus side, that date I meet with the surgeon is the same day. The same day the new Assassin's Creed game comes out.
Fucking right in the pussy.
That's what's going to be happening. But you, like with all Assassin's Creed games, you don't know whether to be like excited or you don't know if it's a disappointment or if you're going to be just cheering at the heavens. Just,
dude, we going to scissor that, baby.
And that's a strange thing. Like, even dating all the way back to like the original Assassin's Creed, which I thought was a banger. I don't really remember too much. I remember the end. You're like storming a castle up a hill. I don't know. But the Assassin's Creed games are such hit and miss. I replayed. It actually may have been the first time I played it. I think Syndicate, maybe. It was where you go back and forth between like two sister and a brother assassins, and they're trying to take on the queen of Scottsdale. But you never know what you're going to get. Some of them are absolutely hot garbage, copy and paste nonsense. But then you got some like Valhalla, right? Valhalla was a freaking banger. And like the end of it, the whole twist was sort of the time travel and that machine in the mountain or whatever. That was amazing. I just loved it, and yeah, that's kind of what the love-hate thing is with Assassin's Creed. I'll tell you what, I never got what's that machine called that the whole game is based on? Amnesty, who knows? But the machine you lay in to go back in time to relive the memories, right? Which seems like a real cool, like, secondary storyline premise. But as the games have gone on, it just seems to be something that just kind of crowbarred in there. You'll play for like 6 hours of gameplay, and then all of a sudden you'll pop back into the room and you're laying on that little table in present time. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just kind of like, it's like that sort of disappointment you get when you see like a quick time event when you think you're going to fight a boss. But I don't know. It just seems so crowbarred in and unnecessary at this point. But I've made it a point. You shut up. I've made it a point to not look at anything for this. Assassin's Creed Shadows. I know that everyone got mad because there's like a black samurai, which seems to be like a incredibly weird thing to get upset about. Apparently these fellas they like their samurais white. Yeah, I've made it a point not to watch anything on it. I don't know the storyline. I don't know where it's based. I don't know anything about it. But I'm going to be grabbing that thing on I'd like to say day one. It's when I meet with the spinal surgeon. So I'll either be coming home and being like, hell yeah, let's get down on this. Or I'm going to be like super depressed because of what they said, right? And then try to play the game, but be so distracted that it just ruins the whole experience, But saying the name Shadows, that reminds me, anyone knows, I recently lost Shadow. So I have been thinking about getting a new dog for, my other dog. He's 10, and I live on a big plot of land in the country. It's like, it's country, but it's wooded. And there's a lot of predators, right? So, you got to keep an eye on the dogs, Damn coyote to get them or something, Jesus. But I kind of thought maybe it's time to get another dog. Like, so Simon, my current pup, he's 10, just a little boy. maybe it's time to get him a dog that can be a protector, but I don't know what breed to get. As much as I like my dogs, I don't really know much about dogs outside of my own, right? There's these YouTube videos, or there's shorts or reels, or what have you, and it's a little gray dog, and they add a voiceover for it. Now, a lot of people will copy that and take those voiceovers and put it to their lame dog videos, but like it's like a Frenchie or a bulldog or something. That might be the type of dog I want. I want something that's like, not huge, I don't need a dog that's bigger than me, but like mid-size, something that can protect my current dog as it ages, out here in the wild Dunelands that the compound is currently set on. But yeah, I don't know what breed to get. I've been looking on the Humane Society and, just trying to get an idea. And when I see something on like my phone on like, YouTube videos or posts or whatever, I'll screenshot it and I sending those to my mom so she can identify, what breed this is and what breed this is. But I can't just go pick out a puppy because I have no idea if that breed is going to get, big enough to sit next to me in this chair. I want like a mid-sized dog, something that like overall probably gets like this big. But I'd like something built, for tough. So like something that's like muscular, like a pit, but not too big. But it's such a big commitment. You're essentially going to be nurturing and taking care of that animal, at least if you're not a piece of shit, for, 15 years. What if I get it and I don't like the guy? What if my existing dog didn't like a guy? It is a lot of craziness. But I guess any of that will have to wait until whether I do or don't with the spinal stuff, because I can't be potty training an animal while I'm laid out. But yeah, I just can't stop thinking about what is that laid out version going to be? You know what I mean? Because like my body is just a train wreck. Like I've had surgery on my hands, my feet. I had cancer. I had to have surgeries for that. And recovery is ultimately something that at least the policy for me was I could always drink through it, right? It sucks. But I mean, come on, don't be a puss. It's not that bad. But it seems like the spinal surgery could be like, I don't know, like the next day after you come back all drugged up from the hospital. And that'll be another. I think that's like the first one that you actually have to have a hospital stay. But like, do you just wake up the next morning just fucking screaming at the pain? Oh, God. Get lost in my own head on that one. But yeah, a lot of big stuff. Will I or will I not pay the electric bill? I guess that's the big one for today. But yeah, and then make the decision between planning for a spinal surgeon or playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. A lot of things going on. But I think either way, even though people don't like their black assassins, I think one thing's for sure, and that this game is
a hot seller. That's what they are.
Hot seller. Thomas said it from the grave. That's right. He's not here today because he died. So rest in peace to him. I think I'll go mourn.